Hey, Facebook. Okay, I don't know if I'm live yet. Hang on, I'm trying to get my cord situated here. I'm holding the phone. All the things. Hello, guys. Okay, hold on. I'm trapped in my cord here. When you come on, say hello. This is Andy. Hello. I see one person, but I don't know who it is. I'm hoping this cooperates with me. Hey, good afternoon. I'm caught in my cord. All right. I always hate the delay on Facebook between if I'm live and knowing when I'm live. Who's that? Hey, Sarah. Hey, beautiful. Thank you for coming on. So I've been hella inspired over the queens of the internet. So I'm coming on with a little bit of my own riff here that I'd love to talk to everybody about, whoever joins me. Let me just see if I'm okay there. So when you come on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. If you're new to me or if you know me, say hi. If we're friends, definitely say hi. If you're new, say hi anyway. Hey, Kim. Anybody, come on over. I have a little bit of message and medicine that I'd love to share with you. I call most of my lives that I'm doing, that I come in with, is my message and my medicine, because I am a healer and that's what I do. I heal, and here I am giving you some medicine for this Monday. Yes, what's up?
Place my pink thing in the house.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Deb. What's up, gorgeous? How's quarantine? So thanks everyone for coming on. When you're here, just tell me you're live and with me, and hey, show me some love where you're watching from. So, okay, I'm just gonna dive in because I don't have a ton of time, because as you probably know or don't know, I have 4 children and they don't give me a lot of time to sneak away and do these things. But anyway, I'm coming on because I have been really inspired the past couple of days. Yeah, boring, I know, totally, right? And the rain is not helping the situation. Can't get the kids out. Crazy, but I can't wait to this quarantine thing to be over. Anyway, so I've been really inspired lately to share a lot of my messages, and I have been in the energy of all these amazing women that I have been watching just calibrate and just excel and be so successful, and they're just so amazing and wonderful. Something that I'm watching called the Queens of the Internet. And my mentor actually was talking about something that I was like, oh, something that really resonated to me and was like so close to my heart that I'm like, oh, I'd love to talk about this, you know, really explore this. So anytime that I come live, I always like it to be interactive. So please tell me where you're watching from and say hello to me. Hey, Mary Lou, hey, beautiful. I love seeing you. It just warms my heart. Like I said, I don't usually come live ever here on my profile. I'm always in my group, Overcoming the Wounds of Trauma. That's where I show up. That's where I am most of the time. So if you ever need some support or you're just looking to find me, that's where you can find me. But I have been showing up more live here because I have a message and I want to share my messages with you, and I want to help you. Like I said, it's my medicine to you and it's free. So why not, right? So basically the message that I got was something about wanting it all, right? We say that we want it all. We want the success. We want the beauty. We want the accolades. We want the family. We want the money. We want the business. We want whatever it is that you want. What is your all? We say that we want it all. And my mentor brought this up in her own live, and I was like, oh my God, this is so timely to what I'm talking about right now in my group, Overcoming the Wounds of Trauma. And I am a coach. I'm a mindset and trauma coach for women, helping women break lineage pain cycles. So like if they have experienced trauma in their life from maybe childhood or early adulthood or whatever it is, I am a healer, and I am here to draw out of you what that trauma is so you can transcend those beliefs, transcend those stories, transcend your being into your power. So you can step into your power. You are not defined by your trauma. You are not defined by what has happened to you in your life, but you are responsible to heal yourself. You are responsible to show up to your life and not hide because of your trauma or your situations or whatever it is. So we talk about this a ton in my group. Hey, Lisa, we talk about this a ton in my group. And so the message here is that we want it all, right? We're all playing full out in this life, this human experience, and we want it all. But are we willing to take the good with the bad, right? Because when we say we want it all, we're talking about we want all the good, right? We want all the good. We want all the good luck. We want all of the things in our life to fall into place. But if you truly want it all, then you're ready to stand up to the I want it all, the good and the bad. Because you can't have the all without it being the dark and the light. There's dark and light in everything. So we are going to experience pain. We are going to experience trauma. We all are. We are humans. We are in this human experience. We can't avoid pain. We can't avoid stress. I mean, we're in quarantine right now as a result of pain, of stress, of illness, of disease. So it's not like we can avoid it. So when we say we want it all, are we really saying we want all the good and we'll stand with all the bad to have the life that we desire? Or are we just saying, I want all the good, and when it gets bad, I'm out of here, like I'm checking the hell out of here? Because that's what I find when we are saying we want it all. We're saying we just want the good. We don't really want the bad. So I gotta adjust my arm here because I'm holding the phone. So that really like struck me. It struck a chord with me because I was like, yes. Like I've said it myself. I want it all. I want the business. I want the money. I want to stay home with my family. I want to raise my kids. I want a beautiful relationship with my husband. I want the house. I want the cars. I want to travel. I want all these things. But I'm talking about all the good. I don't want all the bad. I don't want to feel the pain. I don't want to deal with the trauma in my life. I don't want to look towards, what's up? I need your card. It's in my console thing. Just in the middle of the car, the thing. Sorry, my son needs to take my car. He drives now, so scary. So this really struck a chord with me because I help women break these cycles, right? And I have women that message me all the time and they're like, I love what you're doing. You're so inspiring. Like, I wanna heal. I wanna do that. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. But then what happens is when they understand that they're gonna have to experience the pain, they run away. And I'm like, well, you can't have the life that you desire unless you show up to the pain. Like, you've got to be there for the pain. You've got to say, I'm ready to take all the pain if I want all the joy and all the pleasure. And pain isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's an indicator that we have to heal at a deeper level. You know, when you're in pain physically, that's an indicator that there's something inside of you that isn't working properly, that isn't being communicated properly, that hasn't been nurtured properly, right? That's really what disease is. That's what pain is. It's indicators. It's those red lights, those red flags that are like, hey, pay attention, something isn't right. And generally, we don't tap into it until it's too late. I know a lot of people wait to go to the doctor till it's just like boiling over, until the pain is so bad. They don't listen to their bodies enough and say, okay, I'm listening, I'm here. No, take the blue one. It's in that same pocket. Sorry, so many interruptions. So give it to me, I'll just get it for you. Yeah, that's it right there. Take it that one. Thank you. So anyway, it is really about what are you willing to stand for? Like, what are you willing to stand up to? Like, are you willing to do the work in the pain and then reap the reward of the joy and of feeling better? Or do you just want all the good, but you're not going to show up to the bad, to the pain, because we are going to experience the bad too. Like I said, it's light and it's dark. And if you're here with me, say hello. I'd love to say hello to you. And if you agree, give me some hearts or what you're feeling about this. But it's really, really important that we understand that anytime we're making we want a transformation in our life, or anytime we're ready to take on the pain, like we're ready to, we have to understand that the pain is going to show up, that there will be pain to take on, that we're going to have to figure it out for ourselves. No one can figure that out for you. And what I do with my clients is we build something called resilience, because resilience isn't something you're born with, despite what people have told you. They say children are more resilient. They are more resilient because they don't have the conditioning that we have as adults. When you are conditioned a certain way to believe certain things, to act a certain way, to feel a certain way, that is your conditioning. And your resilience is not as strong because you've been conditioned. So when you're up against adversity or you're up against stress, your fear becomes so much louder that you're like, oh shoot, what do I do? What do I do? And you easily run away from the pain. You easily run away. You hide, you desensitize, you numb out. You might have an addiction. You might not. You might feel like I overachieve. That's how I escape. I just keep reaching for the stars because I don't want to face what truly is going on for me. You may hide, you may feel like you don't fit in. There's so many things that you can do that pull you away from the human experience so you no longer experience the pain. Temporarily. That's the kicker. It's only temporarily. And my clients will tell you when we dive into the work and we start to really heal, there's a shit ton of pain there at the surface, boiling over. But because we've suppressed for so long, it takes a while to get there. It takes courage. It takes bravery. Anything you do to step into the pain and say, I'm ready to face this, no matter if it's anything, that's whatever it is for you, whether it's a divorce, whether it's weight loss, whether it's friendships, whether it's eliminating toxicity in your life, whether it's changing jobs, whether it's being in quarantine, whether it's mothering your children or, being a parent, whether it's setting boundaries with people that you've never set boundaries with before. No matter what it is that you're doing, you will face the pain. You will face the pain. And for me as a coach, that's the hardest thing for me because I know pain is coming. Like I know this person is stepping into this place because they want it all, because they want the life that they desire, that they don't want to feel, they want to make the money, they want to do all the things. But I also know that there's going to be pain on the other side. So building resilience is super important. It's super important. It's not about strength, really. It's really not, guys. It's about building that inner power. That's what resilience is. It's inner power. It's an ability to get back up when you're pushed down. It's the ability to have a quicker rebound effect. Not saying you won't experience pain or trauma. You will feel it. It will hurt you. It will sting. It will be like a ball smacking you upside the head. But you will be able to rebound a lot faster from it when you build resilience. And that's what I do with my clients is I take them through a series of different things where they can build resilience because the power lies within you. You have control over what you'll accept in your life and what is a non-negotiable for you. And learning to set those boundaries is the very first step to building resilience because we're not born with that. Especially when there's a lot of conditioning, like I was talking a little bit before. When we are older, we have conditioning. We are raised a certain way. We are brought up certain ways. We have had we've been influenced in our life certain ways. We come to the table with a lot more insecurities. We come to the table with a lot more fear, with a lot more self-doubt, where we don't know how to tap in. Because we haven't experienced that. We've been told you're too much, you're not enough, You know, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're this, you're that. You're not popular, you're too popular. Like, there's a lot of conditioning that we're kind of in this place with. So when we decide, and that's really the key word here, is we decide we want it all, well, can we have it all? Maybe we can, but it can't be all good. It can't be all good. There's going to be some bad in it. There's going to be some bad. So how can you build from a place of bravery, from a place of power? How can you step into your extraordinary? Because we're all extraordinary human beings. If we're on this earth, if we're here right now, living and breathing, we are capable and we are extraordinary. And we have a purpose. Like, I believe that my purpose is to heal. I believe that my purpose is to raise my children. We can have multiple purposes. And I think for a while, there's been that disconnect where it's like, oh, if you are doing this, then you can't do this. Or if you are this person, then you can't be that person too. Like, if you're a mom, you can't be an entrepreneur. Or if you can't make money if you're staying home with your kids. Like, these are not maybe great examples, but I think you know what I mean. We've been told from a distance that we can't play full out, that we cannot have it all. I call bullshit on that. I call bullshit. And in my own life, I've definitely allowed my conditioning to hinder my gifts, for sure. And I've definitely allowed myself to hide more because I wasn't sure who would accept it and who wouldn't accept it. And who would be there with me and who wouldn't be there with me. And now I'm like, I don't care who's with me and who's not with me. Like, it doesn't matter to me. All that matters is, like, I'm stepping into my own power and that I'm showing up to my own life and that I build my own resistance because I don't want to be gritty. And that's the other side of this. We as human, I believe, and again, this is just what I believe, is we are activated in this really gritty, we're operating from this gritty place. It's like this go, do, push mentality. And that's a very masculine energy. And for me, I have a lot of masculine energy. I operate from that place. I'm a goer. I do things. I push, right? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like, I have to get shit done. I have to make money. I have to raise my kids. I've got to do the things. There are things that I need to do and show up for. So that's a very masculine place. But I've also learned through my own healing journey that I can also be in a very feminine place. And I can know, trust, lean back, feel into things, use my intuition, use my sacral. I don't have to be in this very masculine energy all the time, and neither do you. So I think it's important for you to understand that you're being gritty when you're pushing through pain and you're pushing through your adversities and your stress and your anxiety. You're being gritty with your life. You're not actually being resilient. Gritty is different. It lives on the other side. Gritty is here, resilience over here. Gritty is masculine. Gritty is just, let's get through it. Let's just get through it, head down, move forward, as my husband says. And I'm like, no, we need to build resilience. We need to show up in our resilience, in our power. Because when we're gritty, we're exhausted, we're depleted, we're worn out from being gritty. And I know for me, guys, when I was in the wedding industry, when I was doing all the things, when I had to be all the things, when I was raising my kids, when I was feeling not good enough, when I was dealing with trauma and pain, I was very gritty in my life, very gritty. It was just get through it, get through it. And then I was like, when I took my own healing journey, when I went on my own path, I realized I don't have to be gritty. I can build resilience. I can be in my feminine power. I can show up extraordinarily. I can still be in pain. I can still be dealing with the demons of the past, but I don't have to be exhausted and worn out by them. I can literally show up and just step into knowing and trusting that I will get through this, that I will get through this. Hey, Danielle. And that's really why I wanted to talk to you, because it's like, I want you to think about that. Are you being gritty, or are you truly resilient? Because there's such a difference. There's such a difference. And I would love to challenge you the next time that you have to get through a stress or get through anxiety or get through depression or adversity, that you stop and you're like, how can I be more resilient? Because resilience it's like a muscle that we build. We're not born with this muscle. We have to build it. And we have to work through all the conditioning, all the stuff that tried to tear us down. We have to build back up. When we're gritty, we don't have to do those things. We just have to move forward. We have to just keep moving. But when we keep moving, we exhaust ourselves. And we're not in a solution mind. We're not in a solution mindset. When we're gritty, we're in a very like a needy, scarcity, desperation place. But when we're resilient, we're in a very, I've got this. Like, I've got this. Like, I can get through this. I am extraordinary. I know I have power. Fear is not going to overtake me. I'm going to get through this and I'm going to be okay. That is more resilience. And that's where we build from. We build from this like inner superpower that we have. So that was really my message. It was more so about, can we have it all? And if we do want it all, are we willing to show up for the pain? And if we're willing to show up for the pain, are we going to be resilient, or are we just going to be gritty? And are we just going to get through? Or are we going to rise? Are we going to rise and learn and feel good and not feel terrible? Because when you're gritty, you feel terrible. Even though you may get a result that you want, you push through the problem, you get through the stress, you do what you've got to do. How do you feel afterwards? Most likely you feel depleted. Most likely you feel exhausted. Most likely you're going to feel not worthy. You're going to be tired. You're just going to be like, I'm done. Like, this was just hard. And is it hard? Or is it that you're not activating the right place? Yes, pain is hard, but can you get through it from a different place, from a different perspective, from a different lens? And that's really what I'm asking you to think about, you know, in the days coming. And while you're sitting in quarantine, how are you dealing with quarantine? Like, are you just getting through it and suppressing at the same time? Or are you resilient? Are you truly activating this power within and you're stepping up and you're feeling good in that? Doesn't mean every day is, you know, a bowl of cherries. It just means that you're not exhausting yourself trying to push through, but you're leaning back and you're trusting that it will be okay. And there are things that you can do to make it better for yourself without exhausting yourself. That was my message. Oh, shoot, my light's off. That is my message. What are you doing?
I'm feeding my baby.
So, thank you for joining me. It was so fun coming on and saying hello. If you catch the replay, hashtag replay. If you feel like this message needs to be heard and you want to share it, please go ahead and share. There's a share button underneath. And and if you want to know more about me and my work, you can go over to Overcoming the Wounds of Trauma. I actually do have a program called Resilient AF, and it really does teach you how to activate resilience from a place of power, from a place of within, not from scarcity and not from grit. So check that out. Overcoming the Wounds of Trauma is my group that I lead, that I facilitate, that I'm in most of the time. And thank you for being here. I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye.